Welcome to the Channeling Spirit Virtual Summit, a platform where we have invited Spirit to share messages, healings, and transmissions with all of us. May this energetic experience help us to expand our awareness and to deepen the relationship we have with our higher self, our spiritual team, and with Source, however we define them. Thank you for being here and for taking part in this amazing journey. So welcome to the Channeling Spirit Virtual Summit. My name is Daniel Martinez Stahl. We are on episode 11 of season 2 with Chiara Prato. Really excited to have this conversation. And we will talk a little bit more about our relationship, I'm sure, as part of this conversation goes on. But I will let her introduce herself to you, and then we will go from there.
Okay, so as you can say from my accent, I am Italian, and so I warn you, when I will speak, I will use my hand a lot. So you have been warned. And what can I say about myself? I am quite new in the channeling world. I started just 1 year ago, basically those days, and I am in love with channeling, and so is something I'm starting to discover, something that is evolving, something that is become a bigger part of my life. But I've been a life alignment practitioner for 12 years, and I believe that basically no one knows about life alignment besides Bella, that received a balance, and Daniel. And so what can I say? I usually use life alignment to treat my client, and I am discovering this new world about channeling spirits and stuff like that. Very funny, because until 12 years ago, I didn't believe all this stuff. For me, it was like, yeah, sure, that one is crazy, that one believe in angel, that one believe that speak with dead people, they are all completely crazy. And then I started. So or we are the sane one, or we are the crazy one. In either way, I am having the time of my life and having a lot of fun. So,
and so there's a couple of things that I want to kind of talk about before, and hopefully I won't lose this thread, but before we go to the second thing, I would love for you, for those of you that, for the listeners that don't know what life alignment is, because this is not a term that most people would be familiar with, what would that entail, and what does a life alignment?
Life alignment is a healing system, is a technique invented, created, and channeled by Jeff Levin, which is a bioarchitect, is doctor in natural medicine, is a healer. So he's a very interesting person. And he creates this wonderful technique that goes to the root cause of our problem, basically. So instead of trying to heal the symptom, it goes to the cause, which is something that make people sometimes wonder why. I go to a balance because I have a backache, and we do a balance that with the back doesn't where the back is not the focal point. And then we discover during the balance that maybe that back pain is caused by something, by an emotion, by a situation that happened when you were a child, or maybe happened 10 years ago, or maybe is creating by an emotion or a situation, or maybe it comes from past life. It can be really everything. And the peculiarity of life alignment, we work while doing balance by priority. So it's not me that choose what we work with, or it's not the client, but is the system. So to decide how we work, I use the pendulum if I'm working at distance, or the kinesiology test if we are in presence. So basically, the one that chooses the priority, what we work and how we are going to work, is what I call the field. My energy plus your energy plus the universal energy that decide which thing, which priority will help most to the ensemble. And when we work on a person, we work, the balance has a ripple effect on the world. So basically, healing one person, we help to heal the world and the universe, which is something amazing. So
cool. And so thank you for that. I wanted to give people an understanding of what life alignment was, given that you say that that's something that you do, which isn't necessarily channeled, but it is channeled in a way, because like you said, what it is that is being focused on is not coming from you consciously or me consciously. It's being directed to us through the system itself.
Passive. Yeah. It's so, more a passive channeling.
Yeah.
Basically, I found the information with tests, or muscle tests, or with pendulum. And also I got intuition, but I'm not looking for them. So sometimes I'm working with a person, we find emotion, we find body point, we find a story, and everything fit together in a way that very often clients are completely take back is the word.
Taken aback, yeah.
Yeah. So, and one thing I want to add, in life alignment, it's not me that the one that do the healing. I am I'm going to use a word that Daniel loves a lot. I am a facilitator. I am the one that guides you, because it's the person on the table that do the healing, basically heal themselves. I simply help the person to find the right way and the right.
Yeah, and the way my experience of it when it happened to me, when you and I worked together, was I got the impression that it was my higher self and my team that was identifying and recognizing things that needed to be focused on, and then they were the ones that were doing whatever shift needed to happen for the shift to happen. I didn't consciously do any of the work. It was all happening kind of at an energetic level, and I refer to that as being my higher self and my team. That's the impression that I got.
What a balance does is shifting the kind of vibration and the energy. Sometimes and again, every balance is completely different from one from another. So sometimes there are people that are more physical, more mental. Some people are completely energetical. Some people need help from somebody else. It may be a guide, an angel, that member of family, or whatever. Other people need to find themselves, and so the higher self, or even a body part. Sometimes the person find themselves speaking to a body part of their body, basically. And so every balance in that aspect is completely different. Sometimes angel arrives, sometimes God arrives, sometimes a friend, and sometimes a guide. Sometimes no one can, because the balance take another route. And so you need, instead of find someone that help you, you need to find a safe place. And if you don't know a safe place in your life because you had abuse or bad experience, then you can create your own safe place. Same with taking responsibility. Sometimes it can happen, and that it can happen. Maybe someone gets raped, and we have a clue that help to guide a person. The clue say, take your own responsibility. And the responsibility is recognize that you were maybe 4 or 5. You don't have any responsibility in that. So you can leave that part away. So, and then there are balance very silly, like I fight with my classmate when I was in kindergarten, and now I find every person where I work that remind me that bad guy. and I keep repeating that loop, so I want to break that kind of loop so I can be free of finding myself in the same situation. So
and so the reason that I'm bringing this up is because a lot of what we talk about in this series is about channeling, and channeling and deepening the connection that we have with our higher self, with our team. And what I like about life alignment is that relationship is an integral part of whatever it is that comes through. And as much as when I'm working with people in spiritual regression, my intention is for the higher self and the spiritual team to reveal whatever it is that's relevant for the individual to experience and to learn. And for me, life alignment aligns with that intention, because it's not you or me that is identifying whatever it is that needs to be worked on. It's coming from a higher, and call it higher, and I put that in quotes, right? It comes from a place of with a grander perspective, which I really appreciate. And it'll be interesting to see how your channeling actually starts to influence that that work, and vice versa.
So far, I never used channeling during a balance because it has a very strict structure.
Mm-hmm.
But the intuition are more powerful now, and the energy, since I started to channel, the energy flow much more deeper and stronger. Before, my client couldn't often feel the sensation, and now they can totally feel, and it's more tangible now.
That's cool. That's cool. And I want to emphasize this, that this process is highlighting or emphasizing aspects at the core of a situation, and it might not necessarily be what we would associate with. So if anybody of you are interested, definitely reach out to Chiara. I would definitely recommend it. So having said that, are you ready to have a conversation about channeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Chiara and I met in Jamie Butler's class.
Which both recommend very...
Which we both recommend, and I talk about it all the time. Jamie Butler, medium.com. She has a fairly extensive class on trance channeling, where she goes through a pretty systematic process of expanding your understanding of many things spiritual in order to help you connect with spirit more easily. And so it's a really beautiful, very integrated process. But through that class, I met Chiara and I met others that, and I talk about them all the time, we collectively get together and practice with each other. We are all learning. We all came into this fairly green. So we're all fairly new at this whole channeling thing. I always talk about how I'm the slow one of the group, because all of them channel beautifully, where I'm kind of, I feel like I'm kind of still learning a lot more about the nuances that came more naturally to them. And the reason that I bring this up again isn't to criticize me, but I bring this up because there is no right or wrong. And just because I am slower doesn't mean that I'm doing it incorrectly or that this isn't right. We all have our own path. We all have our own journey. What we are reminded about by our spirit friends, Maitland in particular, reminds us all the time to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. Don't worry so much about the outcome. Don't worry so much about when it will happen. Just enjoy the process that you're exploring this. Enjoy the experience. Take pleasure in the journey as opposed to focusing so much on when will I accomplish this? When will I? And so I would just want to kind of highlight that. But so she's part of my practice group. And I'm actually getting to a point where I'm not really referring to it as a practice group because I don't think that we're practicing as much.
It's about
it's about
fun.
It's about exploring.
Same.
It's about we're collectively exploring our own connection with spirit, and we're kind of working with each other and helping each other. So it's something that I would recommend. If any of you are interested in doing something like this, definitely take a class, and within that class you can connect with people that you can kind of resonate with and work with collectively. Having said that, I have had people ask me about doing some kind of practice groups beyond the season, and so I am playing with that. I mentioned that in the email that I went at that's sent out. So I am working on putting something like that together. It is not going to be a class. I'm not going to be teaching people how to channel because I don't feel like I have the experience of that yet.
Not yet.
But it is something that I feel that if you are already kind of channeling or learning to channel and you want to be in a community of like-minded people with support, reach out to me, send me an email, let me know that you're interested, because this is something that I'm thinking of offering to the community here at CSVS. So having said all this, Chiara, talk to me about what channeling means to you, because I know that it's quite impactful in your life.
Yeah. When I started channeling, it was bizarre because I started to lend my voice to people. I call them people. I have no idea how else to call them. Spirit doesn't grasp. I call them my friend, but people. I lend my voice to people, and the result of that was that I finally started to find my own voice, and that's the biggest present I received from channeling. I started to be myself. I started to become more me, and there are some people here that can confirm. I started to really understand what is wrong and what is right for me, what I want in my life, what kind of energy, what kind of people, what kind of feeling. And also I like the channeling, because when I started to approach the channeling world, like Jamie's, I started listening Jamie's channeling, and her way to channel was different from what I got around. She channeled in a way that it resounded a lot of the way I want to do that, because it's like, I call today a chit chat with spirit. That's what I want. It's like going in a pub, meet someone, exchange some words, and then say goodbye, see you next time, and go. And okay, we are not in a pub, and they are not people, but the sentiment is the same. Is the same feeling. And also the channeling, sorry, it's a very long answer, I can short it out. Channel is also helped me to understand how everything happened for a reason, even the bad stuff. And also it helped me to close the distance between this world and the afterlife world, and knowing that there is no separation anymore. For me, there is no separation. There is I can help people to understand that just because you lost the body of someone, you didn't lose the person. The person is still with you, and in a way that it was never there before, because now the energy can talk without our mind or our personality in the middle, and knowing that they are so present in our life basically cancel completely fear of death, fear of everything. You are not alone anymore. The moment you discover this, you are not anymore. Whatever happened, even if Saturn pass in your natal chart and help you to cut with everyone you know, and you have to start all over again, well, you are not alone. You can feel the universe help, and how you say sostegno in English? In the same, sustain. Sustain.
That works. And so I want to kind of highlight this, because there's a couple of things in the chat that, first of all, Wendy's message to you, I think, is very personal and very appropriate. Anytime that we can find ourselves and honor our authentic self, it's a beautiful thing. Love that this journey has helped you home to yourself. And one of the things that I talk a lot about is my spirit friends. And it has come from the conversations that I've had with spirits that are part of helping me to find myself more. And they come to our group quite often. Maitland is one of them. Eric is another. I do think of them as friends. And I know that in our practice group, there's a collective of energies, and I call them energies. There's a collective of energies that are helping us in many different ways. And this is all of us. I had no idea that there's a collective of energies that are getting together specifically to help our individual group evolve. As much as there's collective of energies that are helping every individual on this call in some way, shape, or form. So there's this kind of awareness and recognition, yes, that we're never alone, not only because we have our guides and our teams and our loved ones that are with us, but there's a greater collective that is also supporting us in ways that we don't even realize or understand, which for me is very reassuring. It's something that I really value and appreciate. You know, all of the energy and effort and love that is being shared with me as an individual as I struggle to find my way on this experience. And I say that, you know, lovingly, and struggle in kind of air quotes. You know, there's also a recognition that they are helping us and we are helping them. They help us expand and we help them expand. It's a symbiotic relationship of love and appreciation, of give and receive, which I really, really appreciate. But for you and for me, I love the energy that you bring into the whole conversation, because for you, it is a chit chat with friends.
Yeah.
It always has been, it always will be. And I love that approach to connecting with spirit. I mean, this is a chit chat with friends. This isn't anything serious.
One of the first questions I asked, and that's just to say, it was, are there unicorns where you are from, which is a crazy question, because you have the knowledge of the universe there. You can ask for anything. And I asked something as silly as, there are unicorns there, because to me it's like asking, I don't know, there is, if there was someone from China here, I will ask, there is any red panda where you are? Because it's a question that I will ask to the person I met. And this is my view. Not, I don't ask anyone to share the same, but I know that I will never grasp how everything will really work in the universe. There will always stuff that I'm not going to understand. So I start with the details, because having the details help me to create a bigger picture. Because if I start to ask how their reincarnation works, how the energy works, how the flow works, how the life lesson, I miss too much context to be able to really grasp a proper answer. Instead, I try to discover bit by bit what is for them. And this way, it will help to create a set of reference when I will start asking bigger questions, if I will ever do, I am not sure.
So feel free, anybody that is on with us live, if you have any questions or you want to, you know, kind of join us, feel free to raise your hand or put something in the chat. Yeah, Caroline, go ahead. And are you okay if I put you on video today?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm taking a walk with my dog right now. And I felt inspired.
Wonderful.
And I don't know if this is channeling or not, but my message was for Danielle. Danielle, sorry for my accent. Actually, I get
it's not
feeling,
worse than mine.
Oh, no, don't worry. Yours is good too. So I get the feeling that, Danielle, you have chosen this struggle to not be able to channel, because when you go deeply into finding out how to do it and talking with channelers like that, you're actually helping us. For me, this webinar is like a miracle. It's a wish come true, Like these 3 days that we have passed have helped me so much in my own growth, spiritual growth. So I think that what you're doing, Danielle, is very strong light in this world. You're helping a lot of people. So I just wanted to tell you that. And there's a reason why you can't channel as well as you would like, is for you to continue burrowing and looking for more information and to bring it to us. So thank you so much.
That. You're very, thank you. You're very welcome. And I appreciate
Applause.
that.
Applause to Daniel and all the...
Yeah. And I wanted to add, there's a reason why you're so well spoken, because you know how to synthesize information and explain it in a way that we can understand. So I'm sure that is one of your gifts, and it's part of your journey.
I appreciate that. Very kind for you to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, for me, Chiara is an integral part of my channeling experience, again, because she is someone that how do I put this? She's someone not only that I work with and I practice with and I play with in the space, but I also love her humility. And I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot. She loves, how do I put this? I love it when she has these incredibly strong and powerful energies come through her, and she can't believe it. And she also doesn't let them say their name, because it's really quite cute. The energies will, I think, who was it? Was it Raphael that came through and he ended up tricking you to letting you say the name? So it's actually quite fun. But it's really cute because she can't believe that she's the one that this is happening. You know, Michael came through. The first kind of big energy was Michael, if I remember correctly, at least for me, that I watched. And Michael said she knows who I am.
The one that we recognize.
Yeah. So he said she knows who I am, and she'll tell you afterwards, because she won't let me say it now.
I was freaking out.
And the reason that I'm mentioning this is because, you know, again, like I mentioned, you know, early on in my experience, just recently I had Yeshua and Mary Magdalene come through me, and I kind of was like, Chiara, I completely understand, because it's like unbelievable that these energies are choosing to work with us. And there's an element where, and they say it all the time, all of these energies that we associate with angels, with the ascended masters, with, you know, dragons and unicorns and mythical beings, all of these energies are always available to every single one of us. All we need to do is ask. All we need to do is invite them into our experience, because they are already a part of who we are, and we are a part of who they are. There is no distinction or separation. And so as much as hey, Shannon, as much as we are kind of learning our path and learning our way through this whole experience, like Chiara said, we're never alone. They're here to support us. They're here to guide us. They're here to kind of hold our hand. And these really big, strong, powerful energies that we associate with are nothing more than our friends. And this, for me, this is what I love about Chiara's subject, is that we're chit-chatting with friends. It doesn't matter how big or strong or powerful this energy is. All we're doing is having a conversation with a friend in a pub or in the park, looking at the ducks that are swimming in the water while we're having a conversation. And so I love that energy that Chiara brings to the conversation. So having said that, I think Chiara is ready to give us an example. Is she not? Yeah. Awesome.
I just need a few seconds.
Take your time. Do you want us to do an intention? Are you good?
Do you want to set an intention for the group?
Up to you.
I already read mine.
Okay.
Like 3 times. But if you want to set an intention for the groups.
Let me share this while you're kind of settling in. A lot of times when we were learning kind of to work together and to play together, my friends would ask me to say the intention, which is the reason that I'm bringing this up. My intention is very simple. You know, may the love and light of the divine be with us. May our angels, masters, guides, loved ones help us and guide us along the way. May the beings of light and the master healers assist us in creating a safe and sacred space. You know, thank you for being with us. Generally speaking, that's the intention that I typically say. At some point, if there's something specific that we are looking for, we will add that question or that subject to the intention. A lot of times what I'll do is I will allow myself to expand in my own understanding of energy to assist Chiara to connect. And I don't know how much, I honestly haven't even asked how much that helps, but there's a lot of people that talk about holding space and the importance of holding space. And when we are all connected into this conversation, the presence that we have within our own experience inevitably feeds the energy of the group. And so that's something that I do as well. Sometimes the energies are taking a long time to assimilate with Chiara's energy. And so sometimes what I do is I feed that energy. Hey, Maitland. I knew you were going to come forward. I knew you were going to come forward.
Yeah, she knew too.
Yeah, I kind of knew that.
I am Maitland, and today I am 7. Today I am 7. Today, yes, I can be whatever age I want, but I choose to be always, no, not always, often present myself as a child, because in this way it gets easier, and also because people don't get scared, because you cannot really get scared by a child, and so so that's why. And so she was a little bit nervous, and she knows that I am very easy to play with, and we play a lot together, and that's it.
Beautiful. And so for those of you that aren't familiar, Jamie Butler, as we've said before, is one of our teachers, and Maitland connected with Jamie many years ago, and they work together quite a lot. And Maitland is
But I came to everyone who want me. So if you want me and you decide to be my friend, you just ask for me and I will be there any moment like this.
So she works with anybody that's interested in working with her. And she's a lovely, friendly, playful energy, as you can tell. She can also be very serious. You know, she's come through our group as May.
I can be May. But so she was when the time I became May was because she didn't believe that I could be Maitland, so I knew that, and so I tricked, and she didn't recognize, even if she called me May, so it was also easy, and she didn't connect the dot, because she didn't believe that she could channel me and thought that.
Yeah. And even though I was able to recognize that it was her, but Chiara didn't for a while. And even when we talked about it afterwards, she was like, really, that was her?
No, it was not that. I don't think so.
It was really fun. It was really fun. And so I'm glad that you're joining us, Maitland. You know, I talk, as you know, as you've heard, I talk about you a lot in these conversations.
Yes, I was here all the time. I was here playing with you.
I want to say hello to Eric as well, because I know that he's around.
He's here.
Eric is another friend of ours that comes to play a lot, that we also met through Jamie's circle, though he's not necessarily.
He is saying, "Don't call me too much, or I will jump in." And she's not going to be happy.
So we will bring you some other time, Eric. Thank you for being part of our group and our community, and for being in the background throughout these conversations. I know that you've been here as well.
Yes.
And so the reason that I'm bringing all of this up is because to kind of help you guys all see that these are our friends. These are conversations that we have with people. And yeah, our conversations sometimes become very serious and very focused on, you know, big life questions and dramas and issues. But not only Maitland, you know, Maitland comes forward as a young energy to help soften the conversation and to remind us to be playful and to remind us to have fun. And her presentation of that form inevitably reminds us of that. And so given that we are having a chit chat with friends, Maitland, is there anything that you want to share with the group?
Do you want to answer the she's thinking too much, so she's messing up the English. Go away, stay there for a while. Okay. Do you want me to answer the question for the people there, if there is any question?
We can do that, absolutely.
Or do you want me to think something to say?
Well, if anybody has any questions for Maitland, feel free to raise your hand or put questions in the chat. We can definitely do that. I wanted to invite you, Maitland, if there's anything that you wanted to say to the group in terms of, you know, again, the subject, people that are learning to connect with themselves and with their spirit team, with their guides, any advice or recommendation?
Well, I can say that when you think about guides, and stuff like that, people usually think the old man that knows or the old woman that knows everything, and they are more so serious and so no. But we can be also funny when we speak, and we can also be light, even if we are speaking about something very deep, or very sad, or very heavy. We can do that with lightness and fun, because in the way we know this is life. Well, for you this is life, and for me not, but this is unlife. Me, I like unlife, and but we can do that really easily if you allow us to reach you. To do that, you just ask the question, and somehow you will have your answer. And often try to find the pattern of thing. There are some people that often see butterfly, even in December, or in for the people in Australia in August, and they keep to find butterfly everywhere, or ladybugs, or symbol, or art shaping thing, and they didn't realize that thing that they keep seeing is a message from the people that used to be with them, or the people that are helping helping. I will use you, it's easier. The people that are helping you to live your life, and they are giving you message like you are not alone. When you keep seeing heart, you are not alone is a simple is an example. It's not always that, but it can be, or maybe just if I see always the butterfly, is someone that used to to be my friend, to be my parent, to be my child, to be anyone around me that try to connect you, and also it's easier for us to connect with you if you're not sad, which is, I know that for people on the earth is difficult, because when they lose someone, it's the end. But if you start to reach to the person, to the energy of the person, it's get easier to feel them around. May can help them to find a way for that. I do that. I'm going to do that.
Go for it.
Okay. Try to think someone you lost. And then try to feel the feeling that you had last time you, not last time, one time you hug him or her of them. And then, like, imagine that the feeling is in your hand. And you open a hand. And while you are doing that, you keep your attention on that feeling, and you concentrate very hard, and you can feel that feeling growing in your hand, and it keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And you make it bigger and bigger, and more you make bigger, more you can find it's easy for you to do that, because you can feel the energy of the person. And then when the energy is bigger than you take a deep breath and keep the energy, and then hug them very, 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 very tight, very tight. And you breathe in their energy.
And so for those of you that are listening to this and are not in the visual, it's basically a big hug.
Yes. So you can make a big ball of energy in your hand, like Goku in Dragon Ball. You make the energy bigger, 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 until it is bigger than your end, extended end. When it's that big, you fold it around you like a blanket, and in that way you absorb all the energy of the love and all the feeling you had for this person. And when you are hugging them, you breathe this energy in very deeply, and in this way this will help to feel them more closer, and you will feel less alone, and it will be a little less painful because you can finally hug them again.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. There was a question in terms of your experience here on Earth. Can you give us a short summary of your lifetime?
Yes. I didn't sorry. Oops. When my English goes all mess up because she's in, and her Italian make a little bit messier. But okay, I was when I died, I was 5 years old, and I died in a car crash with my mom and my little brother, and my dad survived. My dad was amazing for the time because it was a time where children were usually put aside, and they didn't you didn't have to breathe too loud because that was going to disturb the adults. And my father always asked me for opinion, even if I was young, always treat me like a person, not like a child. And by the time it was very, very very what is the word, advanced? No, it was ahead of time. what can I say? I was a very free child, which was not usual for the time. And we had the thingy that were do. It was funny in the car. And what can I say? It was a weird life because it was short, but it was so intense. And I love to be Maitland, even if not the only life I had. And what can I say? I was blonde.
Blonde, straight hair, curly hair?
I had they were not frizzy, but they were wavy. They were all wavy.
Nice.
And my mom sometimes did the ponytail, but sometimes she used to do this one, and I had the like this that were down because I had not my hair cover my face. Also because I was usually always muddy, and so the hair were not very pretty with mud. But yes.
There's a question whether or not you knew that life was going to be short as you were alive.
No.
No.
No, I didn't think that. I didn't think about that in when I was alive. I don't think I had the grasp of what that means. But I already lost was a grandparent, but I didn't understand what happened. I thought it just went away.
Can I change directions a little bit?
Yes.
There's a question that I would love for you to help us understand. Many people, myself in the past included, felt that you guys being in spirit form are all-knowing. And I've heard Jamie and others talk about how that's a misunderstanding and a misperception, but there's truth behind in the fact that you do have access to all intelligence, but it isn't fair for us to assume that as Maitland, you are an all-knowing being. Can you kind of help us to get some clarity around that distinction?
I know a lot of stuff. I don't know everything. That's why I ask, when I don't know, I ask Archangel Michael, that, as you know, it works with me, and he was my teacher when I passed it on, and he is always there for me when I have questions. So that's why I seem to know everything, because when I don't know, I ask him, and I'm cheating. And so when I don't know the answer, I ask him, but you don't realize it because it's so fast. Then by the time I don't know the question, I already know the answer. But the thing is, we don't know everything yet, because also I like Eric, like the people that are in our group, we are still learning. We are learning while we are helping you guys to learn. It's we are still growing, not as a spirit, not like age, but like knowledge. We are still growing. It's like, you know, that the universe keep expanding. It's keep expanding. It's keep growing up, growing bigger, and in the same way we are keep growing up. no, growing up, not growing up, but
Out.
expanding,
growing
out.
out.
Yeah.
So
Expanding.
one of the things that I really appreciated in my own description is being told that in your spirit form, you have access to all intelligence, but why would you want to tap into that? That would be boring.
Well, if I knew everything, what would be the point?
Yeah. And
if
so
I know everything, I don't want to I don't want. Let's say you have every day of your life, all the cheesecake, all the cake, all the cookies, all the biscuits with Nutella and everything else at your disposal every day. And the first day you eat a lot. Second day you eat a lot. The third day you eat a lot. The first month, okay, I eat a bit. And then you lose the fun of eating all this kind of food because you have them to your disposal every day, all the time. And it's getting boring because as good a cake can be, if you eat that every day for your life, you lose interest. So the Italian arrived again. She doesn't mind if I push her away, don't worry. We are playing that way. I am not a bully, and I don't put her in a corner. She just know that when I do this gesture, I mean for her to step aside and let me have my space for a while. And I was saying, yeah, so if I knew everything all the day, the existence would be extremely boring and extremely flat, because if I know everything, it means that I know everything, how everything happened, how everything is going to, every mistake, every good thing, everything. It's not funny. It's get boring. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. And I just like bringing it up because I know that a lot of us have this idea that, oh, our spirit friends are all knowing. And yes, you do have access to, but you don't necessarily work within that structure. And so
it's like having Wikipedia. You can use it when you need it, but you don't want to have all that stuff in your head. Yeah. It would be a little too much.
There's something else that I do want to ask as well, just to give clarity to people as they're learning about connecting with spirit and listening to channeled messages. But before I do that, Shannon is asking, are you still incarnating, and do you prefer Earth lifetimes in the current time period? Or some of the other worlds with a bit more advancement than humans?
After my life as Maitland, I decided to take a break, because in this let's call dimension where I am now, I can help a lot of people, and I can play with a lot of people of all age, and I can do a lot of stuff that if I am in a body, I can not really do, because I can reach really a lot of people like this. And so I can help a lot of people, and we are having fun a lot. Yes, and so at the what you call the moment, I'm not incarnated. Mhm. On this planet, I was not here after Maitland for a while. No, for a while, for now.
One thing that I want to kind of mention, just again, just to give people some context, we're referring to time in a linear fashion, though this is only
It's always
metaphoric, because, you know, as we are reminded time and time again that time is not linear. It's our experience of time on this planet and in this kind of experience where we've associated time as linear, or have associated time as linear. So for those of you that are saying, why is she saying that? Because time isn't, it's just for ease of conversation.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to ask about that? Donna is asking, how can we help young children who are coming in now, who seem very connected with angels, unicorns, etc.? Is talking about it with them helpful?
Is the talking helpful was a question, right? Yes. So yes, it's totally helpful. You can help them to first of all listening when they are speaking about angel, about invisible friend, and Jamie always said ask question, and that's a good advice. For example, if your children, no, your child have imaginary friend that can be real, that can be invented. How you can discern?
Discern works.
How can you discern that? Well, ask question. If the answer are consistent, like the guy is always that tall, blue eyes, and has a scar here, and the guy always present like that, there are good possibility that this is really your child is really seeing everyone. Sorry, someone. But if the answer is one time is tall like this, and there's a cowboy hat, and the next day is green, and the next day is living in the wall, and the next day is he has I don't know, a ponytail and a kilt, but it's always the same friend, that probably is not a real friend, but is a imaginary friend. Basically, if you see consistency in your child answer, that's probably is it means that the child really is seeing someone. How you can help to recognize that? You can start again asking questions. You can help him to ask information about the person, if the person has messed. Sometimes children see their grandparents, great-grandparents, or family member that were around when the parents were children, and they just are checking in and be there for the family. So other time, especially maybe they see the monster, and maybe the monster is not a real monster. It's just they see the spirit of an alien friend that come to check. So you can start to, if the children is scared, you can ask him, maybe try to wave the alien, he's so different from the experience that he has, that he looks the alien like a monster. So you can start to help him to communicate, and that will be make easier to ease his fear. And I don't know.
So one thing that I'll add to this, and if you want to ask a follow-up question, Donna, please feel free, but something that's coming to me while Maitland is talking is, how can we help young children who are coming in now who seem very connected with angels? First and foremost, just honor that, appreciate it, respect it. I wouldn't treat it anything different or anything special. It's just like, oh, this is fantastic. Just like you would, it's a normal experience for them. And so as long as you treat it like a normal experience, then you're honoring the normality of that without putting judgment into it. And if it's treated as something abnormal, even if it's an abnormal great thing, then it has a possibility that it can kind of create a distance from it. But if we just treat it as normal and we communicate with them in a normal way, that's one thing that we can do to help them. Anything else that you want to add to that, Maitland? There's another question that came in.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah, please.
Can
go ahead.
children channel? I mean, one of my grandkids she talks to the angels, and she says they're teaching her a special language. So in a way, that's almost channeling, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Without almost, that's channeling. So you can help, like Daniel said, honoring that, and you can give her a safe space to express what angels are telling her, and feel safe in your inner expression of those, and help her to be curious and ask again, starting asking questions, and make a treasure of all the teaching that she's learning, even if it's possible that when she will be a little older, she will close that gift for a while. Because when children grow up too much, which meant that they start to use their mind in a more thinking way, instead using the mind of the art, they tend to close it down, because maybe other kids will how you say that in English? We hit them, tease them, yes, and then they will prefer to shut it down. But everything that if you help her and help in this process of learning stuff, this stuff is not lost, even if they close down. Somehow it's like the lava in a volcano. It's still there, boiling, and when the moment is right, it can erupt. If this is made with ease, it's not going to be a big explosion, but simply a flowing of the information out. So it's not going to be a trauma for the child.
Is that helpful? Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Maitland. The next question that came in is from Casey. I would love to know, is your quote unquote soul contract that you communicate through certain mediums, and or can we also establish this kind of relationship with a loved one who has passed as well? I would love to channel my partner.
Okay. first. Sometimes there is a soul contact. Often there is a soul contact. So we decide before you incarnate that we are going to play when you are going to be here on Earth. But also this is something that everyone could learn, channeling. About channeling your partner. If you make peace with the partner absence, with their absence, it's more possible and it's easier to do. It's a little bit more difficult to channel someone you loved because there is the emotion there. You can learn by trans channeling, like she's doing now, but you can learn and open communication channel, and you can talk with this person and receive the answers really like a chit chat. That's easy to do, and that you can do. It's a little bit more difficult when you want to trans channel, but channeling, like speaking or automatic writing or stuff like that, that's easy. It's easy to do. It's so you can totally do that.
So hopefully that's helpful, Casey. I'm glad that Maitland mentioned the automatic writing. I was going to recommend starting with automatic writing as a way to connect with your partner. But again, follow what feels right for you. Next question is from Bella. Maitland, you introduce yourself to Chiara and Daniel and whomever you go to. I've had someone with me this week who has been looking out for me. For example, I fell asleep with a fever and woke up to my ceiling fan being turned on. How can I make that initial conversation introduction and find out who it is that's here?
Oh, there is more than one person there. I know that you are scared. Also, Chiara, know that you are scared, so it's a mix of knowledge. But first, say hi and allow themselves. Today she cannot speak. Allow yourself to listen their answer. There is your dad a lot around, so I tell you that not because in this way I know that you are not less scared, but don't worry, you are totally take care, and also you can ask for a healing with Chiara with this new technique that I taught recently, and she's going to do gladly because she loves you, and I will help her to heal you, and I will help her. She's intruding a lot because she wants to help too. I will help her to heal you, so a little more deeply than before. In this way, it's going to be less stressful on your body, and also together we can work on transmuting all the sadness you have, and together we can teach you how to make contact, a deeper contact with your dad. So it's going to be easier for you. But also there are guides around you that are trying to communicate for a very long time. So you can learn to listen, and how you do that, you ask, and you ask for a sign, and then you see a sign, and you see the sign more and more time, and then you start to recognize that, and so you start to see a pattern, and then you can start, after you see the pattern, you can start to concentrate on the kind of energy you feel, and after a while you will get attuned with that kind of energy, and it's going to be easier to feel these friends and family members around you, so that they can help you a little bit more. And your dad say hi. And he's saying also that, yes, it was him, the time that you dream about him. So it was him. It was not your imagination, it was him.
So she's thanking you, Maitland, in the text.
Sorry?
She just said thank you, Maitland, and she put it in the text.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. But I am around you a lot because Chiara sent me a lot around you.
Yeah,
when you started, Chiara sent me everywhere.
Yeah, Chiara sends Maitland everywhere, so
everywhere. But when you had that bad moment in your life 2 years ago, she sent me there to help you, and I stay there because it's cute, your house. She has a lot of stickers around her house. But yeah.
So if anybody's interested in having Maitland help you out, like anybody else, like any other energy, like, again, if there's a particular angelic reference that resonates with you, they're always here with us. They're always supporting us. Maitland loves to play. So if you're interested in having her come and join you, assist you in some way, or just to play, just invite her. She'll be there. Anything else that you want to leave us with, Maitland, before we bring our friend back?
Oh, it's already finished. Okay. What can I say? Let me think. Have fun. Which it doesn't sound like a very wise advice, but really start to try to have fun every day and do the thing that makes you happy, and that will help to raise your vibration, and helping your vibration will make your health better. And especially after these last 4 years, even a little bit more for some of you, you really need to take care of yourself and your fun, because this is the easier, and by fun I don't mean get drunk and dance all the night, but really find something that helps you to rise your vibration. If dancing all the night makes rise your vibration, you can do, maybe not with alcohol, but I'm not saying that getting drunk is wrong. I'm saying that doesn't help much raising your vibration. But yeah, if you try to rise your vibration doing something that you love, and then fun, and laugh more than you can, because laughing is the easiest way to raise your vibration. Also, you cannot have a real laugh if you are scared. You can have the nervous laugh, which is which is not what I mean. I mean, like really, really, really the laugh that make you your belly move and make you want to pee. That kind of laugh.
So speaking of laughing, if anybody's listening to this and you've invited Maitland to be with you and to help you, and if you spontaneously start laughing at different times, chances are very high that that's Maitland connecting with you and playing with you, because she likes making you laugh.
I can make you giggle. Yeah, if you start giggle sometimes and you don't know why, you can call me because it's me.
So thank you, Maitland, for everything. Most of the time. Yeah. So, and I say this as an example, I'm washing dishes and I'll just start giggling and I kind of get the feeling that it's Maitland tickling me. And so just as an example.
I like tickling people. Yeah. And sometimes I like to take someone's hand, even when they are doing something else. Like with Chiara, I often take her hand when she's walking around alone or with people, which is weird because she starts smiling and people doesn't know why she's smiling. But yeah, sometimes if sometimes you feel someone hold your hand, especially when you are sad, don't worry, it's just me. Well, not just me, but it probably is me.
So thank you again. There's people that are saying thank you in the chat. And I know that Chiara laughs at me because this isn't actually good use of Italian, but Buon mattino pinguino.
Bye bye butterfly. I like the Italian.
Yeah. So Maitland likes having these kind of, you know, little kid kind of references like goodbye and see you later alligator. And so
hasta mañana iguana.
Hasta mañana iguana. Chiara wanted to come up with some Italian ones, and so we've been playing with that.
She found one. It was ci vediamo domani mattina gattina.
Ci vediamo domani mattina gattina.
It's a long, but it works.
And it's very Italian.
And it's very Italian. They use a lot of words.
Beautiful. Thank you for coming in to play with us, Maitland.
See you soon.
See you soon, baboon. And so as Maitland is stepping out, I just want to kind of remind everybody, anybody that you want to bring into your experience, all you need to do is think about it. That's all it takes. It's an invitation. Have it be Jesus, have it be Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, any of the angels, a loved one. It doesn't take much more than just asking. In a wild crocodile. Yeah, exactly. So while Chiara's kind of settling back in, I want to talk to her. I want to talk to you guys about her offer. Normally I ask people to do that, but I'll let her kind of get settled. So she's offering you guys a life alignment session for $50, which is normally about $70. These are US dollars, if you're interested. And she's also putting together a 3-hour group healing session focused on raising your vibration. She wanted to make it really, really affordable for you guys. So it's a 3-hour session for $50, specifically created for this group. The date is still kind of up in the air. It'll be dependent on who responds and coordinating that, but she's shooting for it to be during the first week of September. If you're interested in reaching out to her, please go to the website and look at her email address. I'm not going to read it out just for privacy sakes. I don't want this to be public in podcasts and YouTube's recordings, but it is in the written description of these recordings, so you can access that. Anything that you want to share with us, Chiara?
No. No, the cosa, what I can say, I don't know.
Okay.
If anyone have question about what just happened, I'm more than glad that answer.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
much my brain is still.
If anybody has any questions
Thank you,
or
Shannon.
anything, please feel free to again.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
So there's some messages that are being sent to Chiara and thanking her, and she's a gift to the world. And Shannon is appreciating her, her trance channeling of Maitland, encouraging her. Thank you guys. So one thing that you'll notice, and again, this is again part of our process, is we're learning to get out of our own way. This is, you know, if you watch like Jamie trans channel, Maitland isn't pushing Jamie at any point in time and kind of saying, stop interfering with me.
Jamie knows knows their job a little bit better since she's doing for more than 20 years.
Yeah, I think it's closer to 30 years, but
I am still learning, and I tend to interfere in how is the word when I try to listen, over, I don't remember. So sometimes with Maitland, we had this thing that she pushed me aside, and I remember that I have to take a step back. And hopefully, if we see in a year, she will not need to push me anymore.
But I'm glad that it came up, because again, I want to emphasize this, that as we're learning this trade, this craft, this ability, part of what we are learning to do, because this is something that we want to do to share with others, is to learn how to separate our awareness from the conversation so that it's not interfering. And so I wanted to kind of highlight that, because it was a beautiful example of, and if it interferes, that's okay. The way that Maitland handled it is beautiful. I try to be very transparent when I'm interfering. I make a reference of it in what's coming through. And so I just wanted to kind of highlight that this is part of the learning process, and again, to be patient with yourself and to enjoy it. It is a lot of fun to play with spirit friends.
And also, as Maitland said, she's teaching me this new way to healing people that I just did a couple of times, and the people are completely. I don't know if I said before, because I don't remember anything of what I said before starting. So my amnesia today is also about what I said, not just what Maitland said. But yeah, she's teaching me this new way to heal people, and hopefully this will become a thing that I can offer to everyone soon, because it's nice and people love it. So
yeah. So thank you for that. We look forward to hearing about that in the future. So Shannon is talking about how we can offer mediumship reading, channeling versus full trance in future seasons. Absolutely, I'm happy. You know, we've had a number of different examples of channeling during the season that aren't trance channeling. There's a couple examples of trance channeling, of course, but
I don't know to do the other one yet. I'm still have to learn.
So we can do that next season, Shannon, if you want. So instead of channeling your team, you can do the mediumship reading, and we can do that as an example. So absolutely keep that in mind. So guys, thank you guys for being here as always. Thank you for your participation, your questions, the love that we all feel from you.
Thank you so much for coming to play with me, basically.
Coming to chit chat with Spirit.
Yeah.
And so Shannon is encouraging you, Chiara, to just sit with it, and that your ability to mediumship reading is just sitting on the side of you.
Yeah, right. It will arrive the moment I need that. So
thank
divine
you guys.
timing.
As always, you go to the website, look at the invitation if you want to connect with Chiara for a life alignment or to be part of the group healing. The next session is in the top of the hour, as always, with Scott Fitzgerald Tamble. He, as I've mentioned before, was my past life regression teacher. So he plays a lot with spiritual regression. And so hopefully you guys will join us. Chiara, thank you very much for being part of this little project, for letting me twist your arm to come and play with us.
Sì, un po'. Un poquito.
Un poquito, un poquito, un po', un po'.
Un po'.
So thank you guys for coming to play with us.
Yes.
And for Maitland and all of our spirit friends for coming in to chit chat with us.
Thank you.
And as always, lots of love to you. I will leave you with being spirit, being human, and simply being from love. And I will see you guys in 30 minutes. Thank you for being part of this incredible experience. We hope that this session has inspired a new level of understanding within you, allowing you to expand more easily into the essence of your true self and become an even more powerful alchemist in your own life. We invite you to listen to the session again and again in order to go deeper each time and expand even more. Have it be via the replays or the unlimited access package. If you have enjoyed being part of this event, we invite you to tell your friends so that they can join us in the future. We are grateful that you are here, and we thank you for co-creating this experience with us. Until next time, we leave you with being spirit, being human, and simply being from love.